Yeah.
Coño, van por Petro, ¿viste? ¿Ah?
No, por Petro. Ah, que si van por Petro.
Van por Petro.
Claro que sí.
Ya hoy lo sentenciaron.
Están cagados.
Ya hoy lo sentenciaron.
Sí.
Oye, papi. What's up, everybody? Welcome for the people that made it. Stopping in, checking in, man. Seeing what's going on. I see some of the protests all over the place, all over the world. This is right now. Well, this is a celebration right now. This is Miami. It's an interesting contrast between some of these places. And like, if you look at, this is right now Minneapolis, Minnesota. Mercado Media is out there.
But this is a long-term project to destroy this country, and we have to say no! So, with that being said, I'm going to hand it off to my wonderful co-MC, Simon, from the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and he's going to get our program started.
Socialism and Liberation. Where's this at? This is, this one they got off. There's look, and Nate Friedman, we'll take a look at him for a little bit. Oh, he got off too. He's out there in New York.
And abduct a president of another state. I mean,
he's not the president. He wasn't a president. That's these people keep saying they kidnapped the president. They took him. He wasn't a president.
What do you say to the folks that say it's illegal to send over thousands of pounds of fentanyl that kill Americans?
That's okay. I was supposed to be whatever.
What's up?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Oh, you're talking to...
No, thank you. We're not going to talk with your kind.
Oh, I know her. Hey, could I ask you a question? I have a YouTube channel. Can I ask you a question?
Damn. Bro, it's like Bizarro World out there. But the contrast is, it's really interesting to see while these people, some people are very angry, upset, but people from that country seem to be celebrating in other places. If you look over here, like in Miami. Now, I did see a feed from Argentina. I guess they got offline. Of course, when I schedule a live, everybody goes offline. But in Argentina, it looks like they were protesting. They were very upset. Buenos Aires Argentinians gather outside of the U.S. Embassy opposing the U.S. military operation. So in Argentina. 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 There's a little bit of Argentina right here. Supposedly outside of the U.S. Embassy. They weren't too happy. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like a little bit was the verbiage of we're taking over or we're running this shit now. Kind of the only thing I was thinking, I was like, damn, I don't want to be like we're responsible for Venezuela now. Party out in Miami. Yeah, the dancing. Hey. While other people are upset and angry. Let's check out some of the news that's going on today. any other updates. I don't know if you guys are over this Venezuela stuff or whatever. I mean, it's going to be being taught. Oh, let's check. First of all, before we do that, I wanted to share this clip with you guys. I haven't watched this yet, but then they're having a blast out of Miami on this beautiful Saturday, right? Beautiful Saturday. Blast, man. Hey. Now, this woman here, I haven't watched this yet. White women on TikTok are fuming following the United States attack on Venezuela, while Venezuelans rejoice. The women say they are shook by how the United States military abducted a president of a sovereign country. Venezuelans clearly feel different. Let's check her out.
Going into another country with enough firepower to take their president and then saying you're going to charge their president with criminal charges in our country is such an insane breach of sovereignty. I'm like so shook.
Yeah, just a quick question. Just so we're all aligned in 2026, we know we're not the good guys, right?
Okay, well, if you're not a bot, which you might be, I don't even care. Do you know what happens when the United States starts bombing and invading a sovereign country?
To be more clear, the United States bombed Venezuela and then abducted their president and his wife.
That's Peru.
Be honest. Who's secretly rooting for Venezuela and Iran?
Donald Trump, yo sé que posiblemente tú no vayas a ver este video. Yo lo sé, lo tengo claro. Pero coño, no nos puedes quitar el privilegio de mostrarnos una foto de ese coño de su madre tras las rejas, ¿vale? Por favor, te lo pedimos.
Please, a picture behind bars.
El mejor día de nuestras vidas para todos esos venezolanos. Dios mío, hoy es un día bendecido que nunca vamos a olvidar.
Yo creo que nadie entiende la emoción. Pero desde mis 7 años me tocó vivir en
7 years I had to live in a country where they took away my childhood. They took away everything.
Dicen que si tienen a Maduro. Salió de él sí diciendo que dónde Carrizo estaba. Ay, no, yo le juro, no sé, no me quiero ilusionar. Gente, Maduro fue capturado.
So, you know, it's a lot of people feel different feelings and things. I'm live in Miami right now. I never hit start stream. Oops. Let's see. Well, that one ended already. That was from New York. Welcome to New York. Let's see. Oh, status quo. They're in Minneapolis. Let's take a look at Minneapolis real quick. Status quo.
Occupation! El pueblo unido jamás será vencido! Thank you. Let's give it up for Doug. I'd like you to join me in welcoming our next speaker. She's a friend of mine, and she's a badass Venezuelan organizer. Please give a warm welcome to Carmen.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. We have seen this before. The stories that this imperialist government manufactures to justify violence against a people united for their liberation. the stories it weaves to pave a way for military intervention in the name of resource extraction. We saw this in 2003 when the Bush administration falsely accused Iraq of harboring weapons of mass destruction to justify the invasion that followed. An invasion that led to hundreds of thousands of civilian deaths, all in the name of securing Iraq's oil fields. We see this story being spread today at home with the dehumanization of immigrant brothers, mothers, fathers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunties, to justify their illegal kidnapping and inhumane holding conditions. We see how the government recycles anti-black narratives that led to the capture and enslavement of our black and Afro-descendant relatives. We see how these narratives are reapplied again and again. If you've been paying attention, you have been witnessing the story unfold in Venezuela. We saw it under Obama when he declared Chavez a national security threat that went to impose heavy sanctions that choked the country from global trade, driving up prices, throwing countless people into poverty that led to mass migration. I've heard other stories too. Stories of people crossing the Darien Gap in search of a more stable life for their families, arriving in the U.S. in hopes they would find it here. Instead, today, these families are left to navigate an impossible system. They live in fear of abduction, face exorbitant legal fees, struggle to find affordable housing, food, and health care, and encounter a public that calls them illegal for doing what anyone would do in a crisis, protect their family. It is not only absurd, but deeply disturbing to be the force that creates chaos and turn around to persecute the people who search for stability. The U.S. continues to destabilize our ancestral homes and strip indigenous populations in the Americas and Palestine from their land. It continues to weave stories to persuade a public that it is all in the name of democracy and security. But we know the truth. We know that everyone loses when we regurgitate that story. The people who struggle for sovereignty in Venezuela know this. The workers who live in the communes know this and have been mobilizing for years to build an alternative economy. This level of organizing and worker solidarity is an active threat to the imperialist project of the United States, a project that aims to control Venezuela's oil fields and establish economic dominance at the expense of our future.
So some are not happy, man. Some are very upset. Well, they're celebrate and cheer.
For anything of value. Millions of Venezuelans wanted, or as they said, needed, something to change. The coming hours and days will be crucial for Venezuela, wherever they lead.
The hard part's going to be, how do you do transitional justice? How do you reinstitutionalize a country that has had its institutions beggared for 25 years? It's going to be difficult. How do you rebuild an economy that they have destroyed systematically, almost as if on purpose? This is a big moment for President Trump. It's an extraordinary action, the tactical action, the fact that they were able to capture.
Incredible.
You can really feel the split out here today. While some people say that this is a huge moment for Venezuela, other people on the other side, they say that this crosses the line for the United States. Right now, all eyes are on Venezuela after President Nicolás Maduro and his wife were captured in a U.S. operation early this morning. President Trump confirms U.S. forces carried out what he called a precision strike in Caracas, ending with the couple taken into custody and flown out of the country. U.S. officials say Maduro and his wife are expected to face criminal charges here in the U.S., including long-standing narcoterrorism indictments. But some of the legal details are still being worked out.
Libertad! Libertad!
As that news spread, people started gathering here near Mar-a-Lago. Venezuelan Americans we spoke with say this feels like a turning point, described as a liberation and a moment of hope after years of corruption and authoritarian rule. Many say they believe this could finally open the door to rebuilding their country. Trump supporters here are praising the move. They're calling it a strong and necessary response. And they say it sends a message against narco-terrorism in the region. But others strongly disagree. They're asking, why target Maduro when other world leaders accused of human rights abuses like Russia's Vladimir Putin?
Well, now they're saying, thank you for sending me this. According to the leading report on X, it says some Venezuelans in Miami are now planning to return to their country as soon as possible. Okay. Well, some of them, they want to go home.
and leaders in Central America haven't faced similar action. They say the U.S. should stay out of foreign conflicts, and they point to President Trump's own campaign promises about non-intervention and keeping the peace. Back in Venezuela, the government is demanding proof of life, condemning the operation as military aggression, and declaring a national emergency. And stay with us as this continues to rapidly develop. We will be here bringing you all of the latest. Reporting near Mar-a-Lago, Nikita Ramos, back to you.
Now, let's take a look at this. Emmanuel Macron's been posting. Emmanuel Macron says the Venezuelan people are today rid of the dictatorship Nicolás Maduro and can only rejoice at this. By seizing power and trampling on fundamental freedoms, Nicolás Maduro has dealt a grave blow to the dignity of his own people. The transition to come must be peaceful, democratic, and respectful of the will of the Venezuelan people. We hope that President Edmundo González Urrutia, elected in 2024, will be able to ensure this transition as quickly as possible. Now, I saw a message, though, from the vice president. Let me see if I saved it. The vice president had said that she wasn't happy. She says she is not. What are they saying? She said, calls for Nicolás Maduro's release and says the country will never be a colony of any nation. Even though Trump had said during the presser that she had said, oh, no, everything's fine. We get whatever you want, we'll do. So what's really going on?
For all my Americans shitting on Trump for bombing Venezuela, let me tell you, I am Trump's #1 hater. I am also Venezuelan. And let me tell you, for all of you that are commenting on social media, oh my God, no war, we didn't sign for this. Oh my God, poor people, they must be so terrified. Let me tell you, every single Venezuelan that is not working for the government, the dictatorship that has been in place for more than 25 years, we are stoked. We are happy. Even the people that are currently still in Venezuela, everyone's happy about this. So can you please just educate yourself and stop spreading this bullshit narrative that, oh my God, poor people, like, they must be so scared. No, we're not scared. We've been waiting for this shit for 25 years. We've lost family members. We've escaped the country. We've had to leave everything behind to start over. Yes, some of us know Trump is a piece of shit, but sometimes you battle the devil with a bigger devil. So let him do what he needs to do, and then we can go back to shitting on him, okay?
Damn. Wow. So she's like, thank you. I hate the guy, but and thank you for this one thing, but then I'm going to go back to shitting on you. Okay. Well, hey. Foreigners waving communist flags have taken over Times Square and NYC, demanding the release of Nicolás Maduro. They might release him. The judges over there and the judges.
Warning! The U.S. launched a massive criminal bombing campaign on Venezuela.
Wow, look at this. Yeah, so there's people. It's interesting to see the contrast. Stand with Maduro.
If the U.S. were interested in ending drug trafficking, they would talk to their allies in Peru. No more wars for empire. No more in Venezuela. Stop bombing Venezuela. Stop bombing.
They did. It's already over. It's been over for hours. They're saying stop bombing Venezuela. That was hours ago. When you were sleeping. And I was sleeping. I believe it was like military tactical. It wasn't like just bombing. I mean, I guess we'll find out. Damn, they're saying Maduro was shipped to Guantanamo Bay. Boarded flight, now en route to NYC jail. Okay. Maduro. Let's take a look. We got a TikTok out in New York. Okay.
No more wars for empire! Donald Trump, you're a liar! No more money for empire! Donald Trump, you're a liar! No more wars for empire!
How's that? I didn't say the title. Damn it, I hate when I do that. What some people are saying, it's all about the oil.
Sea Dios por su milagro.
Yeah, there's some people that are literally crying tears of joy, like, thank God. Thank God. He said, thank God for this miracle. My children are returning to their country again. I hope we have learned our lesson, that we will be more humble, that we will be better people, that we will be more like brothers and sisters. God is great and wonderful. I'm going to play this video, I guess.
Mis hijos vuelven nuevamente
But I think they have a translated one.
a Venezuela.
Here we go.
Le queremos dar gracias a Dios por su milagro.
Thank you for this miracle to those who never
A los que no dejaron de creer
stop
que
believing
Dios es
that
grande.
God is great. I guess I could just mute it. Gail is finally going to see Maracaibo after so many years. It was his dream to visit Venezuela. He wanted to see Venezuela. He was born in Spain, that beautiful Venezuela, returning our children. Who's that? The kid he's talking about? That kid's going to want to come back right after 2-3 days. I'm ready to go back home. That's how I used to be when I used to go visit DR. Like, I mean, it's nice. There's some beautiful places, some not. But man, after a couple days, 2-3 days, I'm ready to come back home. I'm good. Maybe a week at the most. At some all-inclusive hotel or something, at the most. Yeah, but some people are literally ecstatic. Some people haven't seen their family members in years. Mandami had something to say, though. He doesn't approve of this. And he said, I was briefed this morning on the U.S. military capture of Venezuelan President Maduro and his wife, as well as their planned imprisonment in federal custody here in New York City. Unilaterally attacking a sovereign nation is an act of war and a violation of federal and international law. This blatant pursuit of regime change doesn't just affect those abroad. It directly impacts New Yorkers, including tens of thousands of Venezuelans who call this city home. My focus is their safety and the safety of every New Yorker, and my administration will continue to monitor the situation and issue relevant guidance. What guidance? They might let him go, though. New York is probably the worst place to take this guy to get tried. I think Trump is trying to say that this was like a law enforcement operation, like wasn't military, or even though it was military, and that he's not the legitimate president, which a lot of countries know that and acknowledge that he's not the legitimate president. And they're going to use the fentanyl thing. This might just be the most epic thing Trump posted of all time. Trump posted a video called of Maduro challenging 47 to come get me. Did it really? Maduro got a little too cocky. Let me see.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo espero en Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar.
He said, come for me. He was talking all that shit. Come for me. I'm waiting for you here. Miraflores.
Aquí lo espero en Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar.
Don't take too long to arrive, coward.
Cobarde!
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Only thing is that I don't know what the repercussions are going to be, the long-term effects. Who knows, man? But I hope for the best. I do. I don't think we should take over anything long-term over there. I think just a system, security-wise, help them get something in place to get a vote or somebody legitimate in there. Laughing Dog 747. Oil. I'll be heading down to Latina land for some of that $400 an hour tax-free money. Yo, is there going to be jobs over there? Get some of that oil money. Maybe that's all this is really about. Or maybe it's multifaceted. You know, 1 stone, 3, 4, 5, 6 birds. You know, is it really about the drugs and fentanyl and the health of the American people?
Desde exigimos la inmediata liberación del presidente Nicolás Maduro.
She's asking for the liberation of Nicolás Maduro, the vice president. They should have taken her ass too. How are you going to leave the vice president? Wouldn't that be the next person to take over?
Desde exigimos la inmediata liberación.
The immediate release
del presidente Nicolás Maduro.
Nicolás Maduro.
Y de su esposa Silvia
and the
Flores.
wife.
Único presidente de Venezuela.
Only president of Venezuela.
El presidente Nicolás Maduro.
Well, she kind of has to say that too, right? What is she going to say? She needs to fall in line. The truth about the Venezuela war. Owen Schroyer. I know he's going to say some critical stuff. Let's listen to a little bit. It's 18 minutes long. I don't think we'll listen to 18 minutes, but we'll listen to a few minutes.
All right.
He's a former Alex Jones employee.
So we've had an interesting last 12 hours, and President Trump has now made multiple public statements, including the official press conference from Mar-a-Lago on the regime change that just happened in Venezuela and the capture of President Maduro. Now, I want to talk about the important data points that we're going to be monitoring with this situation, but I want to first get into Trump's address just now in the aftermath. And I just want to talk about perception. I just want to talk about perception and attitude and just what it was like to listen, to watch. You know, it just feels like I'm listening to Bush again. It just feels like I'm listening to Obama again. It just feels like I'm listening to Biden again. Just deep state talking points, military industrial complex selling points, and the attempt to convince Americans that more unpopular foreign policy is a good thing and America first. Now we can get into the details of this, and you can debate the details or whether you support it or not. Just the perception, the attitude, the reception of it, it just feels like the same thing. It feels no different than when Bush would give these press conferences, or Obama would give these press conferences, or even Joe Biden would give these press conferences. You know, there's no real soul there. There's no real foundation there. And while I would say that Trump is probably being more honest and transparent about this stuff than the past administrations, it's nullified by the fact that we weren't supposed to be doing this. It's nullified by the fact that we can't even arrest our own deep state. And we're going into Iran, we're going into Venezuela, we're letting regime change happen in Syria with the former leader of Al-Qaeda. This is all happening with Netanyahu at the White House in Mar-a-Lago. So it's just, the perception is not good. And I think the icing on the cake as I'm listening to Trump today is he's talking about how they're going to fix the Venezuelan economy, how they're going to free the Venezuelan people, how they're going to make Venezuela rich and fix their infrastructure. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, hello? Hi, I'm an American. You're the president of America. Our own infrastructure is collapsing. Our own economy is in the shitter. And our own people are slaves to foreign policy and special interests that we don't like and we don't vote for. And now you're telling me how you're going to help the Venezuelan people, which is all just BS anyway. And again, to Trump's credit, I mean, he told you this is a war for oil. He told you this is a war for oil and this is a war for globalism. He told you that. They are now running the country. Trump said that we are going to run the country and we're going to run it in the interests of the special interests, the oil companies, and the foreign interests, to have geopolitical alignment as we go into the new age of AI and robotics and automation and digital currency and everything that's going to come with it.
That's Owen. AI, digital technology is taking over. Everything will be useless. Useless. That's why all the RAM chips are sold. Did you hear that? Well, many people probably don't follow that, but RAM price surge. All these computer parts and stuff are surging because of all this AI. AI databases. Yeah, massive demand from AI data. And the video cards are going up too, actually. I believe. I thought I read the 5090. They plan to price later on this year or something, price increase. There actually is going up. Supposedly it's going to surge to $5,000. I bought mine for like 34, something like that, 3,400. It's supposed to be hiking up. AI is taking over. Anyway, kind of segue, but also Washington, the White House, hands off Venezuela. Demonstrators are gathering over there. Let's see. Yeah, they were doing the whole, the cashier automated checkout, which, that's still there. But I know some places stopped doing it or started using it less. People were just stealing. AI is going to be something crazy. It already is. There was this guy the other day, too. I saw an AI video where he's there talking like, hey, baby, blah, blah, blah. But on the other end, you see a woman talking in a female voice. And he's like, hey, baby, whatever, talking to somebody. Talking about AI, how you can pretend to be somebody, change your voice. Anything. Man, all this shit's going on and still no Grand Theft Auto 6. So what the hell? What the? Why Venezuelan oil matters. The U.S. just flipped the energy chessboard. The U.S. has effectively gained access to nearly 1 million barrels per day of Venezuelan heavy crude oil that was previously flowing to China. That crude is uniquely suited for refineries in Texas and Louisiana, where the U.S. has 2.6 million BPD of capacity.
This is according to various different sources. The biggest of all is Venezuela.
That oil money. Send us an oil check. Oil taxes. We should get refunds.
Estamos aquí en la ciudad de Nueva York. En la ciudad de Nueva York, esto es lo que está sucediendo. Aquí en la ciudad de Nueva York. We have to go out and we have to bring hundreds of thousands of millions of people in this.
There's a guy here in New York. So New York, you see a lot of people anti the Venezuela, anti capturing Maduro. Let me show you this clip. There's one guy standing alone in Times Square.
I'm waiting for this day. It's a special. Thanks, President Trump. Of course, thanks. Oh my God, this is a special day. I am very excited. I am very.
Yeah, what happened to No Kings protest?
Very happy. It's amazing. It's amazing.
What do you? Few people, not many in New York. I don't know, man. I hope it's all for the better. I hope this is not an illusion. I'm sometimes a little pessimistic, you know. I'm just kind of waiting for the next thing. Okay, that's great, but they're saying that pro-Maduro rallies are erupting all over Venezuela. Supporters are now armed. What? Armed struggle? Hours after U.S. forces capture Maduro, statewide state-run television is broadcasting rallies across Venezuela with supporters demanding his return. Acting President Delcy Rodriguez declared that Venezuela will never be a colony of any nation. Okay. So they're saying there's people now in Venezuela that are pro-Maduro protesting.
Were any of the committees notified in advance notice of this operation?
Not in advance, and that's probably one reason why it didn't leak over these 4 days, as they are waiting for the right weather. But let me just make an analogy here. Again, Congress isn't notified when the FBI is going to arrest a drug trafficker or a cyber criminal here in the United States, nor should Congress be notified when the executive branch is executing arrests on indicted persons. And that's really what you can make the analogy to here. In fact, the FBI was part of this operation, part of the arrest of Maduro and his wife, who were indicted here in the United States. So Congress doesn't need to be notified every time the executive branch is making an arrest, and that's exactly what happened this morning in Venezuela, and now Maduro is going to come to the United States and he's going to face justice.
Was Congress or any
So it could be maybe a scary thing for people out there that are used to the system over there of, I guess over there they're allotted food and small cash. So for people out there, but these were not universal rations like a strict communist system. They were targeted social assistance programs. Okay. In 2024, government claimed to distribute 132 million boxes, reaching millions of households, covering about 50 to 60%. I wonder if these people are worried about the distribution, food and cash, power outages.
The world, bro. Estoy agradecido con usted, querido presidente, y gracias a usted estamos poniendo mi país libre para que muchos venezolanos
saying thank you for freeing my country.
nos vayamos aquí de tu país con la puerta grande. Que Dios te bendiga, muchas bendiciones para ti y bueno, para adelante que para allá, para atrás y para coger impulso.
Okay. Let's see what else we got going on around the world. Anything. I saw Argentina. They were at the embassy, the U.S. Embassy. BG on the scene. Orlando, Florida. Let's take a look at Orlando, Florida. BG on the scene.
Venezuela in our hearts. Stop this war before it starts. Stop this war before it starts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fund our schools, not a war. Fund our schools, not a war. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Anti-Trump protests.
Stop the bombs, it's not too late. Stop the bombs, it's not too late. No more coups, no more wars. No more coups, no more wars. Venezuela isn't yours. Venezuela isn't yours. No more coups, no more wars. No more coups, no more wars. El Caribe isn't yours. El Caribe isn't yours. No more coups, no more wars. No more coups, no more wars. Venezuela isn't yours. Venezuela isn't yours. No more wars. Venezuela isn't yours. Y'all clear the Free Venezuela, free Palestine.
That's Orlando.
Now I'm like screaming. I'll be right back. I'll take my singular.
Anyone need water? Water.
Okay, this lady has a story to share about the real reason why Democrats are outraged by Donald Trump and Maduro. Let's take a look. I haven't watched this yet. What's up with this guy? People are out
I have a friend from
marching.
Venezuela that I work with, and she told me something very interesting today. For background, she came here during the Trump administration when they started taking refugees from Venezuela, so she came as a refugee. She is a doctor of many, many years. She's a gastroenterologist in Venezuela, and she's brilliant, and I love her. She's my friend. She's one of the good ones, so don't hate on her. But we were talking about the 2020 election today. Can we say that? Are we not gonna get banned? I hope not, but we were talking about that today. And she showed me today and she told me, oh, I know they cheated in the 2020 because they've been sending me emails to register to vote to a email account that she opened in Venezuela many years ago, and that she used for immigration communication when she applied to come here because she came here legally. And she showed me the emails and she had a bunch of Kamala Harris registered to vote, Kamala Harris campaign. And I'm like, wait, are you a permanent resident or are you a citizen? She's like, no. She said, I'm not even a permanent resident yet. Like, she hasn't gotten her papers yet. And she knows that she's not allowed to vote and it's illegal for her to vote, but she's receiving these emails. Unless the White House or the DHS sold her information to a third party, because, you know, it's possible. Why would they send her emails from Kamala's campaign if they know she is not a legal citizen? Can someone...
Thank you, Alan Torres, for the 10. Appreciate that. Wow.
Venezuela in our hearts. Stop this war
got Venezuela's backs. No more
So Marco Rubio apparently, in AZ Intel posted this. The New York Times had an interview with Marco Rubio because the vice president is now like saying, bring back Maduro. We're not working with these people. We're not going to let them colonize us. Even though during the Trump press conference, he had said that, oh, she's cool. She says she's whatever you guys want. Well, Marco replied to that in an interview, and he said that he was reserving judgment on Delcy Rodriguez's comments in which she denied she plans to work with the United States. We're going to make decisions based on their actions and their deeds in the days and weeks to come. We think they're going to have some unique and historic opportunities to do great service for the country. We hope they'll accept that opportunity. That's a tough spot to be in. That is a really tough spot to be in. What do? The country split. I wonder what the majority of Venezuelans in the country feel. It's almost like abuse, though, huh? Like when you're in that kind of situation, the socialism, like the whole distributed, allocated food and stuff. Like you're dependent on them, and now that dependency is like being taken away. What do? I don't know if I'm thinking about that the right way.
De madre, Venezolano y Camalasolano, mamagüevos.
Oh shit.
¿Dónde están? ¿Dónde están? Tan calladitos, ¿verdad?
Hold on, we gotta get this. Ooh, this guy's popping off. 1 second. Venezuelos. Okay, let's see. So a lot going on today, a lot of protests, different states, even outside of the country. There's Minneapolis. What else do we have? Outside of the White House. I'm gonna have to check for some official updates as well. Sky News. Yeah, this guy was going off. He said, where are you? Where the F are you, you mother effers? You assholes, where are you? Don't you dare say that if Venezuela votes for Biden, what, you shitty assholes? They escape socialism and then vote for socialists again. They vote for communists again, mother effer. I shit on you and your dead relatives. What the hell? Yo, this guy was going, oh. This video appears to be a reaction to political events. Let me see the video here. Let's watch it.
¡Oh, de puta, coños de tu madre! ¿Cómo se les ocurre a ustedes irse de Venezuela y votar por Biden? Mamagüevos de mierda. O sea, ustedes son la vaina, ustedes son la vaina más podrida que puede haber en esta mierda. Venezolanos, camarasolanos, el coño es su madre. Sabe a mierda. Oh.
He's responding to the comments.
Ay, qué lenguaje, Jesús. Qué lenguaje, Jesús. ¿Por qué hablas así? Porque sí, porque se lo merecen. Porque son unas mierdas. Escapan del socialismo y vuelven a votar por los socialistas. Vuelven a votar por los comunistas. El coño de tu madre. Me cago en ti y en todos tus muertos. En todos ustedes.
Damn, yo, this guy went off. He went off. For those that don't speak Spanish, Jesus is sending blessings for all the Venezuelan commies. So he's snapping on the people that are upset about this or against this. And there's a lot of people that, especially Latino people, that feel strongly about this. I talked to my mother a little bit about this morning. This is a huge deal. Somebody said I needed to hear that mother effing rant.
Y Camalasolano, me cago en todos ustedes.
I shit on all of you. He said I shit on all of you.
You just heard. maybe a blend of what I think of Venezuelans who left the country because reasons, and then voted for Biden, and then voted for Kamala. I shit on them and all the.
He even translated it for you. He even translated the shit for you. Wow.
Shit on them and all their ancestors.
Wow.
They're a bunch of fuckers. I don't care. They're part of the problem. All of you, you love capitalism in the United States, right? But all of you are communists at heart. You are part of the problem. All of you are part of the problem. I mean, I'm tired of being politically correct about this. Son una panda roletroncos de mamagüevos. Eso es todo lo que son.
Wow. Yo, this guy went off. I've seen this guy before a couple of times, online. Damn, he went off. There's people that feel very, very strongly about this. These little privileged people that have never lived that life, don't know anything about what that life is like. They would never survive that life. That's why they're here in America. They would never they wouldn't make it a day. Damn, he snapped, yo. Shit, I want to follow that guy just for that. His name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. Damn. Oh, the body language guy. That's why I've seen him before. Okay. That's where I've seen him. He's on YouTube, the body language guy. Oh, man, this guy was snapping too. Megyn Kelly just exposed herself as a coward. I'm assuming that's related to the Candace Owens stuff. I agree. Oh, okay.
To be free of it. The peace-damaged masses can never understand what today means, but all those who fled oppression of whatever origin do. Let freedom ring. You will never understand what we have gone through. You will never understand, and if you are going to here to argue, I'm gonna block your sorry ass instantly. King Peel, and Pete, sir, make sure they fuck up that dirty commie Chavez while they're down there. You got it, Mr. President. Go for it. I mean, the energy in the room right now. This is just amazing. Mike Benz Zyber. We captured the president of Venezuela. Kind of not. I already stated that Maduro is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. Edmundo González Urrutia is the.
Damn, that's interesting. Yeah, that guy. So he did a live stream a couple hours ago, on YouTube, and was just like snapping. I might have to listen to it later. I'll put the link to his channel in the description if you guys want to check him out later. He's pretty good. I mean, I've seen some of his stuff with different stories and stuff like that. And I knew, I think I kind of knew he was a little political, but yo, he's all out. Holy shit. Okay. I don't know. We should listen to a little bit more of him or keep looking for protests. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, thank you, Trish Talks. Thank you so much for the membership gifts. Appreciate that. I like him. Job for 9. I like the guy. Heather K, thank you for the 5 memberships. Appreciate that. It'd be really nice to question him sometimes. He's Venezuelan? Just to ask him what tell us what is it that goes on over there, the history. I mean, I know I could look it up and read it, but sometimes hearing it directly from somebody, those people feel very strongly about that shit. I could skim it a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, he made a post. Okay, he's on X too. Jesus Enrique Rosas. I like the guy. I even sent the clip to my mother. They're saying the entirety of blue sky is melting down. I forgot about that app. Over Trump kicking Maduro's ass. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's see what else we see. There's a guy here made a post.
And the people of Venezuela, my people, we just got free. Venezuela got free from Maduro and the regime. Venezuela is finally free after so many years.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Donald Trump, for helping us to reach the freedom that Venezuela deserved for such a long time. Long time. It's been a long way, but it's finally here. God bless your family.
Well, apparently, too, it says at Colombia's request and with the support from China and Russia, the UN Security Council will hold an emergency meeting on U.S. operations in Venezuela on Monday at 10 a.m. The move comes after Venezuela's ambassador said the country had an inherent right to self-defense. They're also saying, this is all from AZ Intel, U.S. service members involved in Venezuela operations suffered non-life-threatening gunshot wounds and other injuries. All service members are in stable condition. And then a Venezuelan doctor said that more than 90 soldiers were injured and several were killed in the U.S. attacks, adding that there were no reports of civilian casualties. That's incredible. I can't imagine the operation, to do that. How skilled those guys are. About the other thing too earlier about the power. Let's see. About the power being cut off. I was wondering how they did it. I know that supposedly they had people on the inside. I think they had CIA watching Maduro. It says primary method could have been targeted strikes on key electrical infrastructures, including substations, power stations, and transmission lines. Strategic purpose. Trump explicitly stated that the U.S. military turned off almost all of the lights in Caracas, using their unique expertise and capabilities. This created darkness to provide cover for the Delta Force raid, disabling security systems, lights, cameras, alarms. Some reports and analysts speculate a cyber component. That's what I was wondering. I was wondering if there was like a cyber attack type of thing, similar to operations like Stu Next or alleged U.S.-Israeli actions. Trump hinted at advanced methods without confirming details.
Yours. El Caribe isn't yours. Not a penny, not a dollar. Not a penny, not a dollar. We won't pay for war and slaughter. We won't pay for war and slaughter. Not a penny, not a dollar. Not a penny, not
childcare, not warfare. Oh, Island, thank you for the memberships. Appreciate that. You sent me another feed. I'll check it out. Thank you for the 5 memberships. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you for the love. Mel, reach out to him. That would be a great interview. I might reach out to him. It'd be interesting just to talk and learn. Okay, yeah, you sent me something. Okay, where's this at? They're saying hundreds of Venezuelans flooded central Madrid, some donning MAGA hats to cheer Nicolás Maduro's fall from power.
Venezuelan population, it's full of exiles. And look at this, one second.
It's a churro. Take the membership.
So in this part of the city,
Island says I helped capture Osama. Worked in the compound they built that was similar to his actual. Oh, they did the same thing there too. They built a similar compound. Wow. Heather, thank you for the gifts. Is that more? It looks like you did. Thank you.
a lot of Venezuelan exiles are celebrating. They're celebrating the fall of Maduro, and you can even see some people wearing Make America Great Again hats. And this just shows you the different reactions that different Latinos across the world are having with this news.
I guess somebody made a meme here. I don't know if anybody's ever watched Norman Bates. That show was dope. It's a sick show, but apparently it's influenced by Ed Gein. I didn't know that until I watched this documentary. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was influenced by Ed Gein, the serial killer that was like this big time mama's boy, mother, I love you. Doing all kinds of weird stuff, fantasizing about his mother and killing women and wearing their skin, whatever. Anyway, but they're saying here, I guess this was a meme. It says, Maduro gets captured by U.S. Venezuelans. Looks like they're jumping and cheering. Communist teenagers on iPhones. They use Norman Bates. Screaming. Oh, man. Wow. I guess these people corralled pretty quickly. These people protesting, gather up. And I guess, how did they gather up pretty quick? They gathered up, got their signs ready. How did they mass produce these signs? I guess everybody made their own sign. They had their printer stuff ready to go. Where's this at? This is Orlando, Florida. Everybody got to drawing and putting together their posters. I mean, I guess it's been hours, so I guess maybe it doesn't take that long. Flight tracker? What are we watching? Let's see. For some reason, everybody's watching this Boeing. What is this? #1 in the world. 42,000 people watching. Is that Trump's plane? Let me ask. Plane's moving quick, too. Soros got caught off guard. Let me see. What does it say? U.S. Department of Justice. Oh. Oh, is that where Maduro's on there? Departed from Guantanamo Bay Naval Base, Cuba. Oh, wait. And heading towards New York area. Is he on the plane? High-profile flights from Guantanamo, especially during breaking international news. Is that Maduro being transported? Damn, I have too many windows open. Oh my God. Close this shit up. Where's this plane going though? New York. Oh yeah, maybe it is coming into New York. Where did it fly from? Oh yeah, from Cuba. Okay. So it looks like it came around here to do a landing. Transporter. I wonder if they're going to have cameras waiting for him. Special escort flight. Oh, do these protesters not know what Maduro did to his protesters? Jeez, these people. Thank you for the 5 dirt cheap. I today when I was searching on YouTube, that's one of the first things that pop up is like these trucks running over the protesters out in Venezuela. Minneapolis, is that the one with a status quo? Oh yeah, they're going. I'm gonna make this a little smaller. I'm wondering. I'm thinking they're gonna have some feed for when he lands, or at least when they take him. I don't know where they're taking him first. Jail or court. Damn, Minneapolis is turning up over here.
About 9 a.m. this morning, and you see we have multiple hundreds of people already in the streets for Venezuela, and we've also been organizing our communities in raid response work, as well as doing meeting the community's needs in terms of getting supplies and helping cover families' rents. And yeah, it's been really powerful to see how the Twin Cities has shown up, both for attack.
So I guess these people must be like in a group or something, or some type of Facebook group, app, or whatever. And they mobilize pretty quickly. I mean, with flyers and vehicles and speakers. And
ICE has been really going down hard, obviously, on the Somali community here in Minneapolis. And some of the attacks that have been coming out are clearly driven in deep racism. Like, worse than I've seen anywhere in the country thus far. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the discourse that we've seen from the Trump administration has been really just vitriolic. It's attacking our Somali neighbors, our Somali community members. And we've seen the result is then you have people, right-wing agitators like Nick Shirley, he's no journalist, coming to Minneapolis and really trying to further advance that narrative. These, misleading narratives, racist narratives that really feed into a policy of, allowing the Trump administration to start moving towards denaturalization of people who have residency here, and, attacks on not only our undocumented community, but also people who have status here or people who are citizens.
This lady said here that my immigrant mother always told me the only people who want communism are those that have never lived under a communist regime. Looks like the plane's coming in here. It's the airport. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna. I'm sure they should have some. If they did it for what's his name, Luigi Mangione, they'll probably have cameras for this guy. I wonder if there's any feeds. Maduro. Well, let me see. Maybe Live Fox. I wonder if they have any kind of feed. Or they're not cameras allowed. It's like 1,000 stations on right now.
It was military operations.
Importation.
Yeah, tracking Maduro's flight. Okay, I didn't realize people were doing that. Okay. Oh, I like this guy's setup. He has a nice setup and nice headphones. Okay, I see you, Pippin. I want to upgrade mine. I see your headphones. All right. Damn, he has like 5 plaques in the background. 5 YouTube plaques. God damn, man. Sorry, so we're coming here for the landing. Oh, should we do the 3D view? Oh, shit. Okay, all right, we're coming. We're coming. About to land. I haven't seen any live feeds though yet. I'd be surprised not to see if they don't have cameras there already. What is this? I wonder how was his in-flight service? Any amenities, snacks, peanuts, meals?
From Venezuela to Palestine! Trump's attacks are war crimes! From Venezuela to Palestine! Trump's attacks are war crimes! From Venezuela to Palestine! Trump's attacks are war crimes! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! U.S. schools have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! U.S. schools have got to go!
Landing.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! U.S. schools have got to go!
Come run up. Yeah, what airport is this? Anybody know?
U.S. schools have got to go! We stand with immigrants! Not Donald Trump or J.D. Vance!
Thank you for the membership, Glitchy. Flight simulator. Yeah, I'm trying to find out. Oh, Stewart International Airport in Newboro, New York.
The chanting of fuck ice has two meanings right now. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, is this the plane right here? I don't know if that's, is that really the plane? Oh, that might be it for real, yeah.
Not for war and occupation! Money for jobs and education! Not for war and occupation! Money for jobs and education! Not for war and occupation! Money for jobs and education!
Assuming that was it. Oh, here we got some live view. Wait, is this it? Yeah, this looks like it. Oh, here. We have a beautiful view. Rewind it a little bit. They just tuned in like last second. I wish we could have seen the whole thing, but.
This is the exact plane, but I want to make sure that we're watching here very closely on Live Now from Fox in case we are able to get those images of Maduro and his wife stepping off the plane. I want to ask you, though, when it comes to this portion of the operation and what needs to be done in order to ensure that there's safety that happens. I mean, Maduro was heavily guarded once he was taken into U.S. custody there in Venezuela. As this portion on goes, what should we be looking at once he steps off the plane?
Well, the environment will be very tightly controlled, even if it's a military airport. It'll be a very limited access. If it's a civilian airport, all civilian operations will be shut down for a while to allow this operation to take place. And the goal will be to get the detainees, Maduro and his wife, off the plane as safely and quickly as possible, and then get them into a secure facility to begin the process of bringing them to justice in the United States. And while we're looking at a snow-covered airport here for this end of the operation, not only last night, but in the preceding months, Puerto Rico has been an important and strategically significant base of operations for the U.S. military. All of our military branches and all types of forces, land, sea, air, cyberspace, have been operating, training, and supporting units there because that is so close to Venezuela. In fact, The U.S. actually has a maritime boundary with Venezuela, about halfway between Puerto Rico and Venezuela. The governor of Puerto Rico has been extremely supportive of military basing and supporting operations there. Absolutely critical part of America's dominance of the Western Hemisphere, as articulated by President Trump, including in his recent national security strategy and the Don Roe Doctrine, or the Trump corollary, which is to push out those extra hemispheric actors, the Russias, the Irans, and the People's Republic of China, who have been in a league with and paramilitary leftist guerrilla groups to the detriment of the United States.
And so I put this up on the screen, some of those shots of those boat strikes that we've really been watching for the last few months. And you just were speaking about the importance of the placement of Puerto Rico and what we're able to have access to over the last few months when it comes to these military operations. I have to ask you, those other countries in the region, do they have any need for, not to say alarm, but should they be on guard as well, looking out to see what the United States might do next as it pertains to some of these operations?
Well, the countries of the Caribbean, particularly Venezuela's nearest neighbors, Trinidad, Tobago, Guyana, and others, are not only relieved but elated that the U.S. is back in the Caribbean and operating forcefully against Venezuela. The drug trafficking and the money laundering and other criminal threats emanating from Venezuela to its neighbors have been going on for decades, unchecked by previous administrations. So it's very good to see this happening. And Puerto Rico can be a significant base, not only for operations against narco-terrorists, but also for supporting, from a security cooperation standpoint, those neighbors of ours. Now, Venezuela's neighbor to the west, who we talked about before, Colombia, they right now have
So this is the plane and the airport that he's at. Wonder if we'll be able to see them get out. So this is the Stewart International Airport in Newburgh, New York.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, I got you.
It says it's co-located with Stewart Air National Guard Base, which makes it a secure military facility often used for sensitive government prisoner /
I'm going to slide right so we're directly
flights.
behind the airplane, and so we know what door opens.
Not the best quality, but take what we can get.
Oh, never mind, don't move. He's turning again.
Maduro.
No, man, it's like, emergency. Which way are they turning? Oh, yeah, sure. Stay there, I'll take your picture. What you gotta do, man? I've got you all the way.
Gotta get a picture, man. Pull out a nice camera. Nicolás Maduro.
I think he's gonna be coming out the left side. I'm gonna slide behind, I got you all the way.
Again. Well, there's no skyway either, so they have to bring the stairs first, don't they? Actually, it looks like the door's open on the left side. Yeah.
Looks like it's open. Yep. It's open, bro. Alright, 3 or 6 coming up off your left, plenty of room.
We got the regular mics, the non-filtered broadcast.
Coming off your left right now, and I'm going to keep going towards the northwest to get a little closer to the airport.
Really?
Boy, if only, you know, regular aviation was this quick. I want to be able to see if he has any gray hair in his mustache. That's a handsome mustache he's got.
Out the plane.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I gotta trim it out, man. I have no choice.
Thank you. It's starting to get dark. It's starting to get dark.
FBI, DEA.
I got it.
Yeah, it was like 20, 30 people went inside. There's no way he can run. A lot of people went inside that plane.
Called it, Randy. You'd be getting fuel right now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I hope they're fueled up. Imagine resisting? I don't know. I was going to say imagine he threw his hands up when he gets out, but I'm sure he's handcuffed. Might not be able to raise his hands.
New York, but that in the last.
Dark. Oh man, it's cutting into my personal time now. I got a hockey game to watch tonight.
Who are these guys?
Yeah, I know.
Damn. So the opposition lady over there in Venezuela, Maria Corina Machado, according to New York Times, it says that the Trump administration declines to back Venezuela's opposition leader, saying that on Saturday that it would be very tough for Venezuela's leading opposition figure Maria to take control of her country, claiming that she's a very nice woman but doesn't have the support. I did see that she called for somebody else though, trying to see what that guy's name was to be president. I want to go use the restroom, but I feel like if I stand up, I'm gonna miss it.
By the Venezuelan regime was truly atrocious. Not just its corruption, but also the fact that it's been in power for about 25 years between Chavez and Maduro, and the country has desperately suffered under their rule, really desperately suffered. But in terms of its narco-terrorism, if you will, against the U.S., you know, there are other contenders that might be priorities on that list. But I do think that Venezuela, a little bit like Iran, used to support what the U.S. would believe to be bad actors in the region. And getting rid of that regime destabilizes those other actors, which is an additional win, if you will, for the Trump administration, especially as we've seen in their national security document. They are very eager to make sure that they have dominance over that region.
What happens next is key, isn't it? The response of the armed forces and Venezuela's government. What are your thoughts on what the Vice President, Delcy Rodriguez, has had to say, believed to be sworn in as the interim leader or thought to be by Donald Trump? I mean, she's come out supporting Maduro and claiming him to be the only legitimate leader of Venezuela.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're really seeing eye to eye there about the future of the state. What I would immediately expect is that there's going to be a lot of transition within that office. Right, so we've got Delcy Rodriguez there at the moment. Of course, there are opposition supporters that are eager to make sure that they get a chance to take the helm. But what happens in almost all of these situations is dependent on whether or not the president, or in this case the main executive, the president, and the inner circle are forced to leave. Now, the inner circle have been left largely intact, which is going to make it extremely difficult to do anything in Venezuela. Again, it wasn't just Maduro running the place, of course. He had a coterie of people around him that controlled the military, the police, certainly the oil and gas fields, the ports, the militias, illicit and legal activity, all of that. And they're still in place. So what I would say there is that there's going to be probably quite a chaotic few months, if not longer. And in that time, there will be massive competition within that inner circle. There will be massive competition within the opposition about what to do. There'll be massive competition within the party about what to do. And in general, I think what we'll see is a massive deconstruction of the Venezuelan state. Now, as I mentioned, the Venezuelan state was pretty awful for Venezuelans, but the deconstruction of that state will be pretty awful for Venezuelans.
Do you predict bloodshed, violence?
Oh, 100%. There's almost no way that this is going to be bloodless. Now, the extent of it is really down to whether or not that they can consolidate some sort of interim leadership. The problem with, of course, Machado and Gonzalez and others is that they may be in charge of an opposition, and that's very important. And of course, Machado most certainly won the election that was held last year. But the bigger issue here is that they have no infrastructure to take over the country. And if you have no infrastructure or people or offices to take over the country with, it makes running that country extremely difficult. And the competition for that control and authority will almost certainly be violent.
Professor Cleona Raleigh, CEO of Armed Conflict Location and Event Data, thank you very much for sharing your expertise with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's bring in our US correspondent now, James Matthews, who's in Washington, D.C. And we're both looking at those pictures of the plane that's landed in New York, we believe carrying Nikolaus Maduro.
Yeah, hi, Gillian. A military aircraft which has landed at the Stewart Air Force Base in Newborough, New York. They're both on board, Nicolás Maduro and his wife. He is due, we understand, to be transferred by helicopter towards New York City, where we understand he will be taken to the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. That's where people who are appearing on federal charges tend to be taken initially. So he will be housed in the company of the common criminal in New York City, awaiting the legal process. He will be processed as somebody who's under indictment initially, of course, and we expect an arraignment at some point. That should happen fairly quickly. Typically it does, but we're looking, we understand, at possibly Monday for that, if not indeed sooner. Things still to be exactly pinned down. You see a number of individuals going on board that aircraft, Gillian. It looked from that photograph, the still photo that we were shown earlier on of Maduro in transit, he seemed to be standing beside somebody who was in a DEA uniform, Drug Enforcement Agency, and I'm just looking at the people coming down those steps. At some point, Nicolás Maduro, of course, will be among them. It's what happens in the United States, the perp walk. It's not always, of course, from an aircraft, but given the particular circumstances of this, then an aircraft it has to be. So it's a question of keeping our eye, isn't it, on that door, those steps in the fading sunlight in New York State, Stewart International Airport. At some point, Maduro, certainly flanked by local law enforcement agents who will not want to keep him at too great a distance. They will want to protect his personal safety as much as anything else. But at some point, we will see him coming down those steps. And as I say, the onward transport, we understand, will be by helicopter, ultimately towards the MDC, Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. So this is it. This is one of the final stages, isn't it, of the transfer, the snatch operation that started less than 24 hours ago at 2:01 a.m. That's when Donald Trump wished good luck and Godspeed to the US troops who went into downtown Caracas, put the lights out, used military technology to do so, and conducted what appears to be, by all accounts, well, certainly by the American account, a textbook operation. None of the Americans were killed. There was one helicopter took a hit, but that has been retrieved. That was able to fly back out. There were Venezuelan casualties. That's the way Donald Trump told it. They were ready for us, he said. This is a president, remember, who was watching the operation, watching video of it as it happened in something of a makeshift situation room down in his holiday home of Mar-a-Lago. So that was then, this is now, and this is Nicolás Maduro on American soil at the start of the judicial process, which of course will take some considerable time, and that's just the court process.
Yeah, so she has the support of 200 million Americans. Okay, we're still waiting. Should be coming out soon. Best. Stewart International Airport.
It all depends on what happens here. I may be able to do this on a bag. What about you? Okay. Right. There's the aircraft that's going to take him.
Aircraft, helicopter? Is it being taken from by helicopter after this?
Another Jenna flight going over to Atlantic where the other one is. What?
What if there's any kind of hold up inside? Might have to tranquilize him.
Let me ask you this, bro. Looking back towards home, can you maintain VFR? Well done. You know what's silly about all of this is the government's going to release pictures of him getting off the airplane.
Getting dark. Be able to see nothing.
What's up? Right. Oh, feel free to tell him if you want to. Buddy, wait till I tell you later. No, if I don't do this by 350 pounds, I gotta land here. I got you, Randy, all the way.
Oh, sorry. It's 123.025. Yeah.
Maybe on purpose they're waiting till it's dark. Ooh, turn on the lights, okay. Can't have them
I
falling.
guess the lights will probably be a good indication that something's about to change.
So they're saying that, so this is the near the Stewart Air National Guard base in New York, carrying Nicolás Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. He's also, he's expected to be taken by helicopter to the city where he will be processed and transported to the Metropolitan Detention Center prison. Is that the same place where Diddy's at?
Did you try them on the other frequency?
Diddy. And we're not even able to see this guy come out now. Federal prison. Brooklyn. He's at Fort Dix. He was at MTC before though, right? That's what I was wondering too, Danette. I don't know what the wife is charged with. Let me see if I can find out. Same charges? So Nicholas is facing narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices. Celia is facing cocaine importation conspiracy, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices. So almost the same, except narco-terrorism conspiracy is not there for her. I wonder if they're going to try to get her to flip on him.
chopper to the desk. I think we should be getting movement soon here. That's what we figured. But look in the doorway there. I think they have something over the head. Like they kept the head covered there. Here we bring them off. No, maybe not. Sorry. It's hard to see in that door on my small monitor. Yeah, we should have time still. I think if we refuel here another hour, maybe a little less if we have to go back to Linden. Now I'm talking to the desk, Leo. How is our fuel? Nah, Leo, for you, how is our fuel?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have like a half hour here. Wait, 120. So about a half hour if we go back to Linden. And an hour 20 if we stay here and refuel.
So people out there in Venezuela, some of them are worried, not knowing what's going to happen, what's next, worrying if things could get worse. They're saying that with the president gone, Venezuelans flocked to the supermarkets. There's lines and people began stocking up on supplies. People filled their carts with water and toilet paper and other goods. A few cars were on the street, and there were no signs of public transportation. The areas near the military base that had been attacked lacked electricity. Users of a private internet company, VNet, reported service outages. In Caracas Plaza, Venezuela neighborhood, Alejandra, 32 years old woman who did not want her last name published because of fears of her safety, says she had returned to the capital after the December holidays and had no food at home. Oh, that's it right there. You don't see nothing. Did he come up?
Run this country, because she's the woman that not months ago we voted for. We've just got rid of one dictator. Are we now being dictated to by Donald Trump in terms of our future? Who should run our future? Who should run our country, because that's the way it will look to many Venezuelans, particularly those who backed Machado at the election. So you've got that body of opinion. You have the counter
that's him right there, I
view, which we saw evidence of in the streets today, supporters of Maduro himself. There were demonstrations in the street. Now, nobody can say what the background to that was, whether it was arranged by non-participants, whether it was engineered by the Maduro hierarchy that's left in place. But there were certainly people on the streets. There was a considerable presence protesting at the removal of Maduro. It's maybe time just to you are focusing, I know, on the screen, Gillian, and I'm watching the same pictures as you are, and we're seeing a large group of people walking off that plane slowly in a group, deliberately, the steps lit, and it looks to me that that man just about to reach the bottom of the stairs, seemingly in bare feet as far as I can make out, his head covered, surrounded now by a considerable number of security agents and others, something like half a dozen. Somebody behind him guiding him, and he's being led. He was led down those airplane steps by the half dozen or so who were ahead of him. And he's now stationary as a transfer is made across the tarmac towards what we understand will be a helicopter, and that's what will take him or her, whoever that is, with their head covered. It will be a helicopter transport, we understand, towards the MDC in Brooklyn, the Metropolitan Detention Center. As you watch them walking very slowly and very deliberately, that individual held by those agents who are either side of him, one holding either arm, three behind, and something like a dozen more surrounding, with people, 10 yards in front, clearing a path clearly, and there will be security in all of this, getting close to the person who is accused, being filmed there by what look like drug enforcement agents. You can see two individuals with DEA on their backs filming, it looks to me, with iPhones. So presumably in due course we get the pictures of that as he or she disappear behind the building. We're getting pictures again of them heading towards a building. That's what it looks like. Slowly, deliberately. Their hands look from here as if they are handcuffed. The way his legs are moving, it would appear to be that his or her legs, are chained also. Quite tall, taller than the agents by his side, and he's being taken in there to a building at Stewart International Airport. As I say, the plan from here on in is to transport him, Nicolás Maduro, president of Venezuela. The plan is to take him to the Metropolitan Detention Center. That looks to me like a hangar he's been taken into. And you can tell that security agents are relatively relaxed now that they have him inside, standing, watching him. There's military, armed members of the military, clearly drug enforcement agents, and local law enforcement, I would imagine. It's interesting that Donald Trump, in his initial tweet, when he posted about this during the night, he was keen to stress that law enforcement had played a part in the seizure of Nicolás Maduro. That's important because that's in keeping with an arrest that would be made for drugs offences. That's why that has been stressed over the course of today, that this has been a law enforcement matter. And that's why there will be agents from a number of agencies who are involved in that operation. That operation which we see there surrounds Nicolás Maduro. If we can assume that that is Maduro, bear in mind that he has been transported in the company of his wife, who was also arrested. But we've only seen one individual coming off that plane, and it would be a fair assumption that they would want Nicolás Maduro to be first off. And while we see the slow walk down, very cagey, great care being taken over the departure or the exit from that plane. It's an individual in handcuffs, very possibly chains around his ankles as well, which would create the difficulty in getting down the stairs. That is why nobody's hurrying this process. They do not want an injured accused being presented in court come Monday morning, if that is when this all takes place. So that individual, having come down the steps of the plane, settling now on the tarmac, surrounded by security, their head covered, now begins that walk. And it looked to me around 50 yards to a hangover at Stewart International Airport. A dozen and more security agents in the vicinity, one either side holding his arms, two immediately behind, and a group some 5, 6, 7 yards ahead, clearing a path towards that airport hangar, and two individuals at least filming this process on their iPhone. So an ignominious stage in the career of Nicolás Maduro. Ignominious because he is in the hands of the US authorities, whom he flouted for so many years, thumbed his nose at the Americans. He's been under indictment since 2020, but has been free, well, in his home country, celebrated by his supporters at least, loathed, of course, by the wider international community as an authoritarian, a dictator who flouted democracy in his own country, ignored opposition victories in Venezuelan elections. So he's a man with his enemies. Of that, there is no doubt. And tonight, he is a man in the hands of his enemies.
James, thank you for all of that. Well, those are the pictures of the entrance at the Stewart International Airport in New York, at which Nicolás Maduro has landed. We've seen those grainy pictures, but I think we can be certain that in the blue shirt, that is Nicolás Maduro. With me now, our international affairs editor, Dominic Waghorn. Dominic, we've not seen his wife exit the plane, and it did seem from the pictures that we were shown, which we can bring up now, that it was one individual that the officers were surrounding.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it, from those pictures? Very dark, clearly there's one person being sort of led down those steps, walking very gingerly. Presumably, I mean, his feet may well be manacled, and that may be why he's unable to go down any quicker, but surrounded by law enforcement agents, being taken away there, going into custody in New York, and where he will face prosecution, according to the US Secretary of State. What's going to happen to his wife? Not entirely clear where she's going, but also facing a similar indictment. While that was happening, Mayor Zoran Mamdani was going to social media and expressing how he felt about this. The mayor of New York, the city where Maduro and his wife are going to be put on trial, and he's not mincing his words. He says, unilaterally attacking a sovereign nation is an act of war. and a violation of federal and international law. This blatant pursuit of regime change doesn't just affect those abroad. It directly impacts New Yorkers, including tens of thousands of Venezuelans who call the city home. My focus is their safety and the safety of every New Yorker. Now, you might say that's one American politician who's got the cojones to go onto social media and say what he really feels about it. And you might contrast that with what European leaders are saying. Because, you know, this is an unprecedented act in defiance of most of the principles of international law. This is what we've just seen as a leader of a sovereign nation.
So they're supposed to be transported by helicopter next. They took him inside of this facility. Let's see what people are watching.
It's been presented as a law enforcement operation, but this was a military action and operation, and it defies any precedents. Yes, America has changed regimes in the past. It's always done so trying to sort of couch it in terms of international law. We saw the contortions America went through under George W. Bush's auspices that eventually led to Saddam Hussein falling from power. But the contortions it went through the UN Security Council, using international law to justify that. And in other cases, it's used subterfuge like the CIA, bringing about the downfall of leaders like Mossadegh in Iran in the 50s. But it's also always gone to those lengths because it doesn't want to be accused of breaching international law. Now, this is in defiance of that, and it's just very awkward for particularly America.
Let's see what we got next. What's the next move? Landed. We're in a facility.
Okay.
Next is helicopter transport.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, there's no clear-cut answer there for that one.
Maduro. So, according to a senior Venezuelan official who spoke on condition of anonymity, they're saying that at least 40 people were killed, including military personnel and civilians, which contradicts what we heard earlier, that it was just military personnel. We'll have to see civilians out there. Protests in New York. This was earlier, I guess.
Donald Trump! Thank you! Maduro exporta coca! Maduro narcotraficante! Venezuela libre! Regresen, que en Estados Unidos no lo quieren. Regresen, que Trump no lo quiere. Regresen, que Trump no lo quiere. Regresen, que Trump no lo quiere. Regrésate, que Trump no lo quiere. Delincuente. Hijo de todo su país completo. ¿Qué haces tú aquí? Tú no eres estadounidense. Cállese los ojos usted, Martita vieja hueputa. Usted no es venezolana. Usted no es venezolana.
Oh boy. Next, Cuba. Oh man. Oh, the wife. The wife got taken in there. Okay.
I think Keir Starmer, the
No, Sky News has been kind of repeating the same thing over and over.
Can we come back more to the right here on the screen? Yeah, so I can see more of the hangar doors.
What is your thought on what you just heard from the congressman? And how often do you hear the phrase blood for oil in Venezuela?
Joe, thank you for that question, because it's a question that we absolutely need to reframe here. And I am certain that every Venezuelan will support what I'm about to say. This is not blood for oil, and this is not about regime change. We voted these people out legitimately last year. We voted for Maria Corina Machado and her running mate Edmundo González Urrutia, and Nicolás Maduro stole the election, didn't have proof for it, so he's essentially a dictator. For 25 years, he has been torturing, imprisoning people, leading to the largest refugee crisis practically in the world, definitely in our hemisphere. 8 million Venezuelans have left, which has provoked refugee crisis and immigration crises all over the Americas, including in the United States. This provoked a humanitarian crisis where in a country with so many barrels of oil, you didn't even have medicine or food. And if I may, I know it firsthand because I lost my father during that humanitarian crisis because of the lack of medicine. So this is a catastrophe that is happening, a 2.5-hour flight from Miami in our hemisphere, continuous human rights abuses that is also, by the way, spreading influence to places like Colombia, like Mexico, like Peru, and destabilizing the entire region. So this is absolutely not about oil. This is about us as a nation wanting to come back to the fold of Western democratic nations and to the values that those nations represent. And I believe it's in the interest of the United States and every single American citizen to want that as well. We have tried by every means necessary, including democratic means, to get rid of this regime. But again, as I mentioned before, Nicolás Maduro was a puppet, and you saw in his foolish, embarrassing, almost buffoonish behavior in the way that he reacted to President Trump's threats and to the buildup in the Southern Caribbean that he's clearly not calling the shots here. I am worried about right now these two power brokers that have already on the ground reacted to the news and seem to be vying for this power vacuum. Padrino Lopez and Diosdado Cabello, way more powerful.
So there's already people trying to come in.
And way more fearsome than Nicolás Maduro.
Mariana, I'm so sorry to hear about your father.
I know that life in Caracas and Venezuela has been incredibly difficult over the last couple of years, but I do want to follow up on what you just said about these other power brokers who are in position and already vying for the job. How possible, how realistic is it for these democratic opposition leaders like Maria Machado to even, we're not even sure she's in the country, to get back into the country, to get back into power? The population of Venezuela has shown over and over again they want democracy, they are voting for other people, but those elections have not held, and there's a reason for that. It's because they don't hold the military, they don't hold the seat of power. What do you do from here? How do these people get back into the country and take hold of the reins of democracy if they are even existing at this moment?
I'm going to be very, very blunt, Christina. I think that it is not possible without the pressure and the help of the United States. So I think the most logical next step for Maria Corina Machado, and she is believed to still be outside of Venezuela, is to now meet with President Trump and to gain his full support in terms of trying to get back to Venezuelan oil so that she can truly lead a transition. This is not about regime change. This is about what we Venezuelans voted for and restoring the constitutional order. But she has no money. She has no army. She doesn't have access to the oil reserves. And this is a population that is terrified of these people that have been ruling Venezuela for 2 decades. And I may add, who do they have the full support of in terms of knowing how to do this and how to truly subjugate a populace? Cuba. You cannot underestimate the interest of the Cuban regime in maintaining these power brokers in Venezuela so they can keep getting barrels of oil and keep functioning as well. If Venezuela falls, Maria Machado has said it is a possibility, and I believe that's what Marco Rubio wants. It is a possibility that Cuba may fall as well, and then you have, of course, Nicaragua. So it could be a domino effect, very much like the Soviet Union, if in fact Venezuela falls. So you have other countries that are also interested in keeping these people in power and that have been controlling. Cubans are heavily involved in the security of this inner circle, in daily ways of life in Venezuela for over 2 decades, as we know.
You talked earlier about Pedrino Lopez, who's the head of the military. Is there any wiggle room there? Is there any world in which, I know he's a Maduro loyalist, is there any world in which he's pragmatic enough to look at the power of the United States, to look at where the winds are going and switch sides and support the will of the people? It's not unheard of in power vacuums like this to see the military take charge and at least nominally say they're going to call for elections. Does that seem like the logical next step, even if he doesn't really want democracy, that the military steps up and say, we will support the will of the people? Or do you think they're going to stay with the line that they support Maduro and they're waiting for him to come back or to find out what happened to him?
No, I think they already made their move, and their move was for Maduro to be removed. Their whole structure has remained. So I do believe that this could be, as I mentioned before, a negotiated exit, and maybe they're going to call for elections. But I think the main takeaway here for our listeners who are trying to understand Venezuela is that if any of these 4 people remain in the country, and I'm sorry, my light just went out. If any of these 4 people remain in the country, Padrino Lopez, Diosdado Cabello, Delcy Rodriguez, or Jorge Rodriguez, it is not going to be a removal of this regime. It is going to be a reshuffling. These people are much more brutal. These people now know what the United States is capable of, so they are likely to be way more repressive with the population. So we absolutely, in order for this to be a victory for the United States and for the Trump administration, these 4 power brokers need to be removed as well. And I wouldn't believe their word for it at all if they say that they are going to play by the rules, et cetera, et cetera. These people, again, have committed heinous human rights abuses in Venezuela for decades, and if they remain, it's just going to be worse for the population.
Oh, you want fuel now? I thought wait, hold on a sec. What were we going to say? I thought we had like 45 more minutes to go. Okay, so why would we land now then? Well, yeah, because they're waiting for the folks to come out of the hangar and go to a helicopter.
The orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, helicopter.
Yeah, no, that's why they want to keep us up here instead of going back to Linden. I don't know what the bigger plan is, but I think they would like to see them leaving the hangar and boarding the helicopter, because the chances of following the helicopter are not going to be great, depending which one of those three they pick.
We're waiting for them to come out. Come out of the hangar. A lot of police.
I mean, ultimately, it's your decision, but that's what they're looking for. Well, yeah, but that's not what we were asked to do. That's, yeah, that's all been explained already for them, so, you know. Because if we land, we're down for at least 20 minutes.
Your Excellency.
Hello.
Happy New Year's. Happy New Year.
Yeah, what am I saying?
Protesters out still protesting.
From Venezuela to the Middle East. From Venezuela to the Middle East. We demand justice. We demand peace. We demand justice. We demand peace. From Venezuela to the Middle East.
That's Portland?
From Venezuela to the Middle East. We demand justice. We demand peace. We demand justice. We demand peace. From Venezuela to the Middle East. From Venezuela to the Middle East. We demand justice. We demand peace. We demand justice. We demand peace. For our next speaker, please welcome Mutaz with Portland for Palestine.
Thank you, Portland. Thank you, my people here in Portland. This is great to see you guys all here. It's another day, unfortunately. We begin the new year with a new war, a new killing, a new bombing. Your brothers and sisters in Venezuela. Ask yourself why. They have the largest oil reserve in the world. Gold. That's what they care about. You think they care about humanity? No. About their justice? No. About drugs? No. They need to care about who's the pedophile.
Oh, shit.
With kids. Bomb. Sending weapons of mass destructions all over the world to the Zionists. The genocide that's still going on for over 100 years in the Holy Land. in our name as Americans. I have 3 generations from my family here. A lot of them served this country honorably.
Go ahead.
Veterans, people stood for justice and peace.
Huh. Okay. Am I doing anything for us before that? Are we on at 6? What's going on?
What's popping, man?
Okay,
What's
so we're
next?
doing a live hit for Fox at 6:02. Leo. We're doing a live hit for Fox at 6:02.
So if a powerful member...
We'll see where we go from there. Yep.
Maduro.
Yeah. So are we on the air at 6, and am I doing something with us first and then going to Fox, or I should just jump to Fox now? Okay. And what does my hit contain? Am I just talking about we saw the plane land, they took them off into a building? Oh. Okay. We'll come up with something.
where one country
desk, right?
benefits can lead to another country benefiting as well. He believes that everything's effectively transactional. He has no real time for multilateral cooperation.
Okay,
He's a very
thank you.
different president, and for the last year that's been the cause of great concern for European allies. But if he is, as appears to be, someone who doesn't believe in those rules and is now inventing a whole new rule book
Hello, 46. How
in
you
which
doing?
to operate.
Okay, thank you for that, Alan Devlin. Thank you. Okay, copy that. Okay, change of plans. It's a CBS hit. 6:03, maybe a little bit later, depending on basketball. Can we get a little bit closer to the airport? I feel like we're like staying so far away from it. I don't know why. Oh, okay. I thought being at 3,000 feet, we were good to go.
What are we?
Okay, copy that.
MS now. Wake up. You're missing it. What's MS? Microsoft? What's that? Is that new news station? MS now? Oh, they just changed the name, right? MS now. Oh, thank you. What's going on over here? Okay. Thank you, sir. Just turn this down a little bit. Maduro. This is outside of the facility. Uh-oh, they're saying breaking news. What's that? North Korea launched some ballistic missiles. Let's see if it actually makes it anywhere. North Korea.
Okay. We're not on.
Is he worried about being replaced too? North Korea has launched a ballistic missile, Japan says.
Okay, so leave her out. Question mark. Everything
They're trying to show out.
Okay, game is over. They did not see the wife, so they don't know if she's even traveling.
Yeah, where's the wife at?
His president and his wife.
North Korea. Uh-oh. North Korea wanting to show their dominance and superiority.
CBS News,
Live in New York, our cameras capturing the moments he landed.
Kim Jong-un, who wants to show some of his strength to let it be known that he is not going to be taken so easily like Maduro. He wanted to flex his strength and send a message, think twice before you come for me. Some of these presidents probably worried they might be next. While they're sleeping, get snatched up. Kim Jong-un out there watching all this stuff go down and somehow, I guess, has to insert himself. Kim Jong-un! Some people are actually worried about that. I think the last time they launched a ballistic, I thought it was like a failure or something. Was it them or some other country? I think it blew up or something before it was supposed to go where it was going. El Chino Golda. That was Russia? Oh, damn. It's embarrassing. Oh, man. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted earlier today, "We are quote unquote running Venezuela now," with a emoji.
Now a message to my English-speaking friends, because I'm already seeing people are organizing protests, hands off Venezuela, let's defend Maduro, we love dictators. Do not, for a moment, let your hatred and disdain for Donald Trump, an unsavory character, have you defending the dictator of my country that was destroyed by him and Chavez and their system 20 years ago. We Venezuelans are very, very happy that our dictator has been arrested, removed, and will be put through a trial. It's the first time we're seeing justice in 26 years. Now let's hope that they get the rest of the criminals out of Venezuela, and then we can return home. Now a message to my English-speaking friends, because I'm...
All out war, civil war, chaos.
That's right, Alan. Well, Venezuelan President Maduro and his wife Celia expected to arrive by helicopter here at this heliport on the West Side Highway. Along the West Side Highway, on the west side of Manhattan. Now, what we are expecting is an extraordinary show of force where they will be escorted by heavily guarded federal agents. Now, let me get out of the way to give you a good idea of what we are dealing with here. Currently, the media is separated from the heliport by the West Side Highway. NYPD pushes back.
So I wonder if this is by the where they're going to be landing, or this is where they're at right now.
Drug trafficking charges, among other charges, according to an indictment that was unsealed earlier today. Now, what we are told, the pair will at some point be taken to Drug Enforcement Administration offices in Manhattan, where they will be processed. So that means fingerprinting and mugshots. Now, once this happens, they are expected to be taken to the detention center in Brooklyn, where Alice Gaynor just reported live from. Now, the timeline on all this still remains unclear. When we start seeing movement and activity here along the West Side Highway, we of course will bring you that update. For now, we are live here on the West Side. Andrew Ramos, CBS News, New York.
Andrew, thank you. Mayor Mamdani is reacting to the stunning news out of Venezuela as well. During an unrelated event today, Mamdani revealed that he did talk to President Trump about what happened there.
I called the president and spoke with him directly to register my opposition to this act and to make clear that it was an opposition based on being opposed to a pursuit of regime change, to the violation of federal and international law, and a desire to see that be consistent each and every day.
Now, Mamdani was also asked whether he had any concerns regarding Maduro being held in Brooklyn. He said he's focused on the safety of the tens of thousands of Venezuelans living in the city and that his administration will work to limit the day-to-day impact of Maduro's stay on New Yorkers. Also here...
Maduro.
In case anything happens. You want to stay there? I'll stay here, but I'm going to stay...
DEA.
You on IB right now? I'm here. Okay.
VIP heliport.
Can you stay there? Yeah. Actually, you know, let me get out of the way, right?
I'll be right back. Right back.
We do. Is that going to change? They're going to... Hey, Jeff, could you hear me? Jeff, could you hear me? All right, let's just shoot it then. Oh, Jared, I'm sorry. They wanted to shoot it now. What if something happens? Because we could knock it out. Okay. You want to move back? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, we'll do it.
You can hold up the mic. Wait. Okay. I thought you were free.
I wish I was in Miami right now, not New York.
Same.
This looks fine. It doesn't stop you.
No, it looks fine.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay, 3, 2, and Venezuelan 3, 2, and Venezuelan President Maduro and his wife Silvia Flores expected to land by helicopter here at a heliport on the west side of Manhattan. Now, what we are expecting is an extraordinary show of force where they will be escorted by heavily guarded federal agents. Now, let's take a look at what the situation here on the West Side Highway. Just to give you an idea, this is where we are right now. The media is separated from the heliport by the West Side Highway here in Manhattan. NYPD pushed us back, as well as members of the public came out to catch a glimpse of the Venezuelan leader in anticipation of this landing. Now, in addition to officials from the FDNY and NYPD, a number of federal agencies also here on the ground at the 30th Street heliport. Now, this would be the first public sighting of the couple here in New York City since the U.S. carried out what they describe as a large-scale strike in Venezuela early this morning, where they were both captured and now here in New York to face drug trafficking charges. Among other charges, related to an indictment that we had this earlier today. Now, we are told that they will be at some point taken to Drug Enforcement Administration offices in Manhattan, where they will be processed. So that means fingerprinting and mugshots. And once that happens, they are expected to be taken to a detention center in Brooklyn. Now, the timeline for all this is still unclear. So when we do get movement and any activity here in Manhattan, we, of course, will bring you that update. For now, we are reporting on the west side of Manhattan. Andrew Ramos, CBS News, Miami.
Still Miami?
Yeah, we did a hit with Miami.
Oh, I see.
I wish we were in Miami, man.
Oh, yeah,
I forgot where I was for a second.
Yeah. Should I go back?
Yeah.
This car flash. Killing. I mean, the car's light.
The lights are killing us.
Yeah, car's light.
Oh, we're not going to be able to see anything.
Yeah, they will do like
Nothing.
this is. Oh yeah, no, it stays like that. Somebody, they can actually help us with camera.
So what's going on? Let's see. Anything new?
Hey, kill those lights!
Oh shit.
This car's light.
Yeah.
Like no, they don't need that.
That's by design.
I saw people that I were just very questioning, and then somebody over there said that they were clearly.
Can I turn this off, by the way, or do I need to keep it plugged in?
Yeah.
Are you going to go live again, or?
I'm listening, but nobody said I don't think I'm.
say anything.
Why? Because of the lights?
No. He's going in the white van, and they positioned the white van to get him right in when
Oh, there's a plane flying. Everybody's tracking this plane, FBI plane, that left the airport. There's 8,000 people tracking that one. Where's the plane going? Was he supposed to take a helicopter out of there? Caracas. Caracas.
No, I think he was at the Wall Street. Yeah, but I heard that was like so much. They like paraded them.
yeah, that's NYPD.
Dealing cold, light.
Help me.
He has a better vantage point. I'm gonna have to run over there. I don't think live there. Yeah. If I mean, I can move back again. No, but what if he has a better shot? Then they would just take his shot during the hit. Bounce back and forth. Up to them, you know. I don't know. Do you have the full warm version?
This is impossible, right? Can we go, if we go this way?
I'm thinking of going down some.
Same.
Chop them one up, so they're like 20 minutes out.
They say that?
Yeah, chop
20
them
minutes out.
Go Look, this guy always Adam. With the land. Right. Yeah, I think so. Very creative. 21st.
An unknown aircraft is conducting reconnaissance on Korean border right now. Oh. Uh-oh.
At minimum, we should do like this. This guy will create. Like 600, 800 feet there. Up. Oh yeah. Then oh, you did it. Wow, congratulations.
You made it as a person.
Yeah, he must be from Venezuela. He must be from Venezuela.
Your screen size is set wrong, buddy.
What are you talking about? Thank you for the 14 months. You're getting out a couple lines for the supplies right now? Oh man, what are we gonna do? You wanted to see the... is that better? You could see the captions or headings. Maduro. I don't know what the hell these people are doing now. Oh. So supposedly the next steps, they're in federal custody and they landed at the Stewart Airport helicopter. Sorry, they landed at the Stewart Airport and they're supposed to take a helicopter to Manhattan, West 30th Street heliport. That's about an hour and a half drive from each other. So this here we're looking at is the heliport area. And we're waiting for them to leave the Stewart Airport.
Great coverage.
Nikolaus Maduro. Where are you? I want to see video of the airport when it leaves. But it seems like the media's moved on to the new place they're supposed to land at. I'm looking to see the helicopter too. Once it takes off, we can follow it. Welcome to New York. Hmm. This one has a good view. The whole world is watching. NYPD. This live stream about 7 minutes ago showed a helicopter. 2 helicopters on the move. I didn't see anything popping off on flight radar. Some choppers took off, but that's my mother. Hello? Bros. Maduro. Look. Okay. All right. Let me check for official updates. Damn. Here's some picture. Hey, who's this? One president? Oh, that's the Honduras president. One of the three helicopters believed to be carrying Venezuela's President Nicolás Maduro and his wife leaves before their scheduled court appearance. So 2 minutes ago, yeah, the helicopter did leave. Maybe that's what one of those, that video we saw, maybe that's what that was. The 40 people that were supposedly killed, that they're saying included civilians and soldiers. They're saying that one of the victims, reportedly her name was Rosa Gonzalez, who was killed when her 3-story apartment complex was hit by the strike. Another resident was reportedly severely injured. What else? Thank you for the membership. Alan Thrips, thank you for the 20. Bets on East Coaster being on Maduro's plane. Oh man, I wonder where he's been. How he's been. Los Federales. White leftists protesting over Venezuela. Meanwhile, they've never lived in a Latin American country or even left USA soil. Operation Maduro Frito. Vaca frito. Queso frito. So I don't know what the media is waiting on. I guess hoping for a glimpse when they arrive to this VIP heliport. Been circling here a long time. This New York City Police Department. Oh. That's an exchange. Oh. Yep. Frijoles, fritos. Your helicopter. Oh, is that it? Man, Maduro. Hmm. A small group of protesters gathered at the edge of the Stewart Air National Guard base. One boy had a Venezuelan flag draped around his shoulders as the group watched for any signs of the ousted president, Nicolás Maduro. Alexander Sylvia, 36, a warehouse worker from Newburgh who fled Venezuela in 2022, brought his family to witness his history. I wanted them to see that this really happened. There's the helicopter. That the dictatorship had been demolished. Multiple choppers. So once they reach the heliport, they're supposed to be transferred in, I guess, a heavily secured convoy, motorcade, to the DEA headquarters. It says either continuing by motorcade or short additional helicopter leg across to Brooklyn, the MDC Center. Thing's gonna be a whole ordeal. The charges, yeah. So, narcoterrorism, conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices. Narcoterrorism is the only one the wife doesn't have. They both have the same charges except for narcoterrorism. That's only to Maduro. Nicolás Maduro. Is a helicopter coming in? There it is, baby. Chopper.
Officer, to the left a little bit, please. Officer. Thank you. Guys, please, a little. Hey. Come on. The one view, tell the car to back up. Thank you. Oh, fuck, my Move it, move it. Come on, up, up, up. Come on.
Good? Yeah. Thank you. You guys are.
Maduro.
Watch your phone, Nelson. Thank you.
Manhattan. Bingo. Oh, that's him in the white van. Bingo. Cógelo, cógelo.
Sí, felicidades. Un placer, hermano. Un placer. Felicidades. Gracias por todo.
That's the van right there. The vehicles. Llévalo chingado. Mamá huevo. Woo! Wow. Gracias a Dios. Thank you, God. Still alive, baby, yeah. I made in some Latin food from Latin America. And it's actually listed as some Venezuelan food too. Mainstream media can't show those people cheering. Tommy boy. About 20 motorcade cars left before helicopter decoys. Oh. Were they cutting it? Looks like they cut it.
For joy and for hope and for what the future brings. And the message has been very clear. President Trump kept his word. President Trump had the internal fortitude, had the political pants to do what no other president, Republican and Democrat, for the last 25 years that you have been serving in Congress and have been a member of the news media, no one had that resolution of liberating the hemisphere from thugs like this Maduro, who only harmed his people and our people through drugs, through terrorist attacks, through gang members, specifically Tren de Aragua. That's the kind of leader that we need in the Western Hemisphere. Someone like President Trump, who it will not allow for rats, for scoundrels like this guy, to be in the presidential palace anymore and poison our generation and their generation. So Venezuela is at the door of a new dawn, a new good partner for the United States. And once again, we always give the country back much better than we encountered it. So thank you to all of you. Once again, we are extremely happy. I think I should say some words in Spanish. We're going to take, I think, questions after. But quiero decir solamente de que este es un...
Okay. That might be it for now. Maduro.
We are next expecting to see Nicolás Maduro, who's been taken to the city where he faces charges of narco-terrorism. President Trump said Venezuela's vice president stood ready to cooperate with the United States, but in an address, you might have seen Delcy Rodriguez called for the immediate release of Maduro, saying that he is Venezuela's only president. Now, and in the last half hour or so, we have heard from the Venezuelan opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, who has posted this on Instagram to say, Venezuelans around the world, it's happening. We are in a long and difficult process, but we are moving forward. What we said would happen has happened. Maduro is no longer usurping power. She goes on to call for demonstrations around the world tomorrow. That from Machado, the Nobel Peace Prize winner. Yesterday morning, strikes were heard in the capital, Caracas, as well as the states of Miranda, Aragua, La Guera as well. Sky News is verifying the locations of some of those airstrikes seen on screen here. Well, our US correspondent, James Matthews, has our first report this morning.
In the darkness of a New York airfield, this was the American end of a president.
All right, guys. I'm going to get off for now to just chill, relax. I didn't think I was going to be streaming like all day. Here we've been. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll keep you guys posted. I think that's it for tonight. I don't want to jinx it either. I think that's it for tonight. If anything pops up, I'll jump on. This Maduro stuff is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. One of the helicopters are following the motorcade. Don't have any video of that? See something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. All right, guys. I will catch you later, but thank you again so much. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Ooh, multitasking too. Betty Black, thank you for the 10. Hope you're good.